My story goes back to March of this year. 4 months ago to today, I'll tell you about that. But anyway, the Clinch Valley Medical Center sends these little pamphlets in the mail telling you about vascular screening. And my wife did it last year. Kind of a scary thing for her to go through. I didn't think much about it, but she went through it, and thank goodness everything was great. So we got another one in the mail this year, and I'd been fishing that day. And I laid the mail on the table. She came in, she was checking the mail. She looked down at that pamphlet and was going through things. She said, you need to do that. Well, I don't need to do that. I've got my blood work and things right here. Everything's good. I'm good to go. Well, I know, she says, but your background, your history. See, I lost my mother at 56 years old with a massive heart attack. My brother had a massive stroke at 69, lasted 24 hours. She said, with the history, said, just peace of mind, it wouldn't be a bad thing to do to go through that. And I said, well, you do the appointment, I got the time. She said, well, I'll do that, and I said, good deal. So we make the arrangements through Clinch Valley Medical Center. It's no big deal going through the test. It takes you an hour or so, no big deal. They were very nice, helpful. And after I finished up, they said, we'll send you the results in, 4 or 5 days. So, good deal. And sure enough, 4 or 5 days later, I got my results. And I opened them up, curious, and man, what did I find? There was 5 different things. It was 4 or 5 things that were normal. I had one thing that was abnormal, and that was the calcium score. And when I saw that score, I just about hit the floor. I thought, it's over. See, I retired 2 years ago from where you're doing today. And so I saw that score. Put it this way, the range of the score goes from 0 to 400. Okay, 0 being great, I guess up maybe 200 is good. I really don't know anything up, I'd say 300 to 400 you probably need to be aware of. I won't tell you my score, but I will tell you this. My score was many times over 400. So when I saw that, I said, oh goodness, just retired, I got things I want to do. It was scary. It devastated me to no end. So I called my wife, which works with these ladies at the clinic in Claypool Hill. I said, Carolyn, I got my results in from my vascular screening. How'd it go? I said, well, all was good except one. And I said, I've got one here that's just about devastating me. And I told her the score. She takes it down to the cardiologist right there on the spot. And she writes it down, hands it up, shows it to him like this. He says, what's that? He said, that's my husband's vascular screening. That's his calcium score. And he goes, says a choice word. And I said, where is he? Well, he's home now. She said, you have him come in tomorrow. I'd like to talk to him. We need to do some testing. I said, good deal. So we do. Dr. Mansour, he's one of my heroes. We go up, he does blood work on me. Now I will tell you this, we did all the blood work. My total cholesterol was 141. My good and bad cholesterol, HDL and LDL, were good. My blood pressure was 117 over 76. That's good. And then you have something like this hit you. I said, well, I don't understand. That's what worked with me. And he said, well, I think we need to do a stress test. We just need to do some things because of that score. You're the man. So we do the stress test. And after we do the stress test, he said, I think we need to do some catheterization. So I think there's a problem. Okay? And we do the catheterization. All this, see, I've never been in a hospital in my life, never been put to sleep, nothing. All this is new. So we do the catheterization. I was up all night worrying about that. That is no big deal. I look back now. And so we do the catheterization, and he tells me beforehand, he said, now, you be sedated. He said, you could talk to us. And I could. I don't really know what I would have said to him, but I could talk to him something. And he said, we'll do the catheterization. It takes about 30 minutes. and said, if it's possible, I'll go ahead and do the stents, and the stents will take about another 30 minutes. So I figured, an hour, and there's a big clock on the wall. I could see that, and I could talk to him a little bit. But I knew 30 minutes, and that was it. They was already unhooking me and talking to me and getting me ready to get back up. So I knew something was wrong. And so I'm out there. They were feeding me a breakfast. I had to fast that night. He comes in, and he said, Mr. Burris said, we're going to have to do some work. I said, okay. He said, we found some blockages. I said, oh? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, how many? 5. 5 blockages. I had a 90, 2 80s, a 70, and a 50% blockage, and no symptoms. No chest pain, no shortness of breath. Climbed these mountains, going up and down these trout streams, working in the yard, doing what I wanted. I thought that was great. But in a year's time, if I hadn't had what I had checked, I had probably 3 choices. One would have been death, one would have been a stroke, or I had a heart attack, and then who knows. So I owe Plains Valley Medical Center a lot for checking me and getting me started. Mansour, the doctor, my cardiologist, he said, I'm going to refer you to a cardiosurgeon at Bristol Regional Hospital. This, for an old country guy like me, had never been in a hospital, never endured anything like this. It was just starting to weight me down. And I hope I'm not boring you to death. But anyway, I couldn't talk to anyone for several days because they'd say something nice to me, I'd break. They'd do something good for me, I would break. It worked on me bad. So I go over and talk to Dr. William Messersmith. He's my cardiosurgeon at Bristol Regional Hospital. And I'm sitting in his office with my wife, and he opens the door. He walks in, which I take everything with me, my desk, my paperwork, all the results. And he looks down at me, he says, what are you doing here? And grins, and I said, well, sir, if you'll just hold that door open just a little bit more, I'm going to get out of your way. He said, no, hold on a minute. He said, I've been checking your desk and your work. And he said, we're going to have to do a little bit of replumbing. That's the words he used. And I said, well, Doc, I have done a lot of replumbing in my life. But I said, I can't fix that. He said, well, I can. And after I talked to him, he gave me a little better mindset on, where I could at least talk to somebody. I still have moments, still yet do have moments where it kind of mentally it breaks me. But I'm just so thankful to be here with you. And but anyway, this was on a Tuesday, and I had to go in on a Friday the next week to do my surgery. As a matter of fact, I went in on my birthday. The 13th of April was my birthday. I went in that night on my birthday. We did the surgery the next morning on Friday, Good Friday, and I came home Monday. That's hard to believe that you go through something like that with that procedure in 3 days. But anyway, I'm just so glad that the vascular screening found this. And I highly encourage you for peace of mind. Like I said, I had no symptoms. All of mine was a genetic thing. I walked 2 to 3 miles every day. I was walking 2 to 3 miles every day before I had this problem, the surgery. And I'm continually, I even walk a little bit farther now, and I'm trying to do what's right. I was trying to do what was right before. The surgeon told me, he said, Mr. Burris, it's nothing you're doing wrong. You're not eating wrong. He said, it's a genetic thing. It's hereditary. Like I said, from my mother probably. So, but I do highly encourage you all, just for the peace of mind deal, just to see if you're okay. And I appreciate your time and hoping I didn't bore you too much. Thank you so much.